All right. Now back to it. Okay, lovely. Lovely jubbly. Oh no! Did it did it crash again? Hold on. It did. It restarted too. What the hell? Yeah. What is going on? Why is it doing that? We're painting terrain today. Sorry. I wonder. I wonder if it's that. I wonder if it's just overworking. That's really frustrating. Oh, it restarted on all of the stuff. Well, that's good. Um, Glad you could join. Oh, that's super frustrating that that happened. All right, well, no sense in dwelling on it, but yeah, we're painting this wicked old ass terrain. Um, it's this custom, or not custom, but it's this old Warhammer 40k ruined Rhino battlefield set, and that's what we're painting. And as always, this is for charity. So let me get the Tiltify chat up there. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't need. You're catching the ban. Oh, I'm sure the skeleton contrast would look great on that. I don't have skeleton horde contrast. I don't. I wish I did. Okay, I did ban him. Thank God. Nope, I did not. Ban. Thank you. Okay, cool. All right. But yeah, right now I'm using so for the paint I'm using Doombull Brown. And we're just getting the dirt portion done because we want that to be kind of like a muddy color. And Doombull is like a dark, kind of grainy, muddy color, which is kind of what I like. Because, in World War I, when you were talking about trench warfare, they said that no man's land was just a mess of mud. Like, that's all it was just mud as the eye can see. So, that's kind of what I'm going for. And I'm using water to mix it up to get to just drag it out. So we're just, like I said, the goal um, is to get the dirt done today and start on the slate. I read and saw the movie All Quiet on the Western Front. Got the impression that nothing but mud, debris, and craters. Yeah, it really was good inspiration for the piece. Well, so I don't know how the piece got inspired. I don't know what GW, like, they were just like, oh, let's just blow up a rhino, or have a rhino shot up and then just a bunch of craters next to it, which is cool. But but how have you been, Mark? Last we spoke, you were moving to what, California? I want to say. Because you were heading out of Alaska, right? I had to give away most of my terrain, sell an army to make room for where we are in California. Okay, yeah, yeah. Are you in the Diego area, the San Diego area? Or are you like are you like an LAX area? Because I know that there's a Coast Guard port there, the LA area. Uh, Petaluma area. Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know that area. You're right. Those do have Coast Guard bases. Oh, okay. Well, no, like I said, I didn't know exactly. Actually, I think you are probably one of my only friends who was in the Coast Guard. Like no one else, as of right now, comes to mind. Last we spoke, I've painted some demons, Chaos Knights, Tau Hammerhead, touched up dozens of models with edge highlights, etc. Do you still have those Ultramarines? Was it you or Raul that had the Legion of the Damned? I can't remember. Ah, crap. Well, it's not a painting stream unless I get paint on my fingers. But I do still have the Ultramarines. Okay. I don't have the Legion. Okay. I thought it might have been Raul that had the Legion of the Damned. We're almost getting done with all the dirt. Oh man, I'm getting it all over me. I have to wash my hands after I'm done streaming. All right, well, we got that squared away. We're almost done with all the dirt. I mean, there's some finer touches that we need to hit upon, but we are most definitely getting closer to an end result. Still don't know what I want to do for the inside of the crater, but we'll figure that out as we get there. I've stopped recently painting because I bought Eldar kits and I don't enjoy painting. Oh yeah, man, I feel it. I feel you. I really do. There are days where I'm just like, fuck, I gotta paint all these models, and yet I still buy them. But I will say, um, I find that with my so a little bit of an update, kind of. I mean, seeing as it's just you and me. I've been uh, I've been recently going uh, to therapy for my PTSD. I don't want to say PTSD, even though my doc says that I have a case for it. Because, like, it's it's not in my mind. It's not like combat related. You know what I mean. But basically, um, this doc, who she used to be RM flack, right? Before she moved to mental health. And honestly, she is the only person, I'm really thankful for her because she's the only person that I felt comfortable talking about, you know, the refugees that I saw in Africa, right? Uh, and it's still a very tough subject to talk about, even now, right? I don't like talking about it, but I know it's important. So, and I know it's also really, really super important to talk about mental health, right? Particularly when it comes to veteran associations and all that stuff, right? Um, so, it's one of those things where you know the doc was saying to me, you know, you should practice self care, and part of that self care or that self healing when we talk about tough events, and so as an MFLAG, I just vented about my day to her. I really didn't like we did talk about it kind of, but because she was acting as a role of an MFLAG, she could not do the more therapy driven stuff because that's as an MFLAC, you're not supposed to be providing therapy. You're supposed to just be providing a healthy outlet to talk about stressors and have that. Hey, if you want to go to mental health, you really should, kind of a deal. Like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more, kind of a thing. Um, And like I think I told her one session, I was like, I don't want to go to mental health because I don't want to like obviously lose my gun and yada yada and like all that stigma that you get, mm, you know, which I think the Air Force has gotten better at, right? The Air Force has gotten better removing that stigma of being DNA'd. Um, it's it's still there, but it's not as prevalent, right? Um, so there's that. And so, I so I'd go and I'd talk to her and uh, whatever we talked about. As an MFLAC, she would advise me, hey, you should really go to mental health. And I think I told her at one point, I was like, I will only go, like, it's kind of a joke, but, at the same time, it's serious. I will only go to mental health if you're there, because, it seems that I was more comfortable talking to her about the situation. and my thoughts and my feelings and what I experienced, kind of a deal. And uh, and there's definitely a stigma towards mental health. I totally understand the PTSD stuff, man. Yeah, and I apologize if for those of you who are watching after the fact, if this might be triggering you, um, or if it's a sensitive topic, but it's important. And to say that it isn't, you're either lying to yourself, or um, you haven't lived the kind of lifestyle that myself and Mark or any of the other members who are in the active duty military realm have experienced. And um, I say this to my airmen all the time. You get no points. The military doesn't pay you extra. Mental health is important, extremely so. Well, thank you very much, Zifriart. Um, but yeah, so what was I gonna? What was I saying? It needs to be treated. If it needs to be something. Oh, sorry. If it needs to be something treated more, especially those who've served in the military. Oh yeah, of course. But God, what was I saying? Yeah. So anyway, so this doc, right, that I've gone to, she was the MFLAC for our squadron, and then she got a position at mental health, and I jokingly said, "Well, God damn it, now I have to make good on my threat." I have far too many friends. Been active duty. So many people and their peers, colleagues shove them down, tell them, bite the bit, keep on, hurry up, and waiting. I mean, yeah, that is unfortunately that has been the mentality for a while. But like I said, the military's gotten better. So now, as I was saying, like my doc, the MFLAC, you know, she got hired on to the mental health clinic here on base, and so I go see her now at the mental health clinic. And like I've been seeing her as my MFLAC for about a year and a half ish, sort of. So like there was a trust built there. I'm pretty sure the other therapists and psychologists that are working mental health who are military are great. I prefer her. She's good. She speaks a language that I can, one, relate to, and two, really help with those sticking points. Um, so yeah. Yeah, so uh, she says that both the streaming and the painting are what are called positive outlets, and positive outlets for um, channeling negative energy, or not negative energy, but like dealing with the negative energy in a positive, healthy way. Um, so here I am. Well, I mean, I was streaming beforehand, and I got enjoyment out of it because I love telling stories, especially when we were doing D&D campaigns, and it was kind of like a fuck, you had to be there kind of a deal. And yeah, it just kind of all worked out. Now, unfortunately, I don't do D&D and Warhammer as much as I used to. Um, but when I do, I'll be returning to it. When if I get stationed at a place that has a gaming area and whatnot, and that'll be fun. All right. I mean, we've gotten. Yeah. So we got pretty far with this brown paint, and storytelling and painting go hand in hand. A fantastic outlet. Yeah, it 100% is a fantastic asset. And Zaffer art, you make some very valid points. So yeah. So, all right. Decision making time. Do I use the same brown for the craters, or mix it with like a black maybe, or like a darker brown to make it look more muddy? Give it some contrast. You know, like make it look like it's been pooling water and all that stuff. What do y'all think? I like the idea. I just don't know how to execute it. Don't forget, we still got to figure out what chapter this rhino belongs to. I like the pooling option. Those craters look like rocks at the edge. Pooling sounds like a great idea. Made the center made of mud. Clear epoxy and some acrylic ink for color. I don't have epoxy and acrylic ink. Wish I did. Really do. And I don't think I have time to mix epoxy and acrylic ink. Because this is like the first time I'm doing a major terrain piece like this. Lamenters chapter. No, not the Lamenters. Come on, let's not beat up on that poor chapter. Oh Jesus. Oh man, they really named that. They really made that chapter on the nose. Oh, let's see. How do we do the pooling? So part of me thinks darker and then lighter pulling in, because that's where all the swirling is happening and whatnot. If but then also we have, I mean, because even on this palette, right, before it tips over, you see the darker color and then the liquid is lighter. So following that same kind of logic, there. Right? Like, I don't know. Because maybe what we can do is do darker on the outside and then pool a little bit on the inside. Hold on. Let's look at a puddle real quick. Puddle of mud. Hopefully it's not the... Ah, it is. Yeah, so it is darker on the outside. Right? And then lighter on the inside. So, to get that like darker effect, we need well, first let's just paint the whole thing. That's easy. And then we can kind of play around with some darker colors. And we're going in a kind of circular motion. Just to just so that the brush strokes match the pattern. Of kind of what we're going for. There we go. There you see. Eh? Well, the doors popped off. Damn it. Oh. Where'd that piece go? Oh, there it is. Yep. Oh. There. Oh, damn it. Nuts. I broke this damn rhino. I mean, I guess that's good because now it looks more even just manhandled. Like maybe a Tyrannid got to it. Ah, ooh, scheisse. Broke. It's already part of the train. You can make it a part of the train even more. Yeah, no, I know. I just like I had an idea in my mind for this rhino, right? And it's not really going the way I want it to go. There we go. Like I kind of wanted to have it so like obviously there's bullet holes all over the chassis and whatnot, but I wanted it to make it so like it's the doors were gonna pushed apart, pried apart by the surviving Marines to egress out. There's no broke terrain pieces, only additional battle damage detail. Very true. It can't be broken if we didn't break it in the first place. Or no, it can't be break. It can't be broken if we didn't wreck it in the. If it wasn't supposed to be wrecked in the first place. All right. Trying to see where else I need to do this. Brown aside this other crater. Uh, yeah. So that's what we're looking at for the crater, and we're almost getting there. Eeh, here we go. We're almost getting there. Let's see. Oh, I'll be right back, folks. All right, please forgive me. You're inspiring me. I'm painting my Eldar now. Oh, okay, good, 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 good. Please forgive me. I had to run to the bathroom real quick. Whew. Don't know what came over me, but I had to step away. All right. Like I said, we're still using that Doom Build Brown. Haven't switched it up yet. I do have to say, Eldar are like the hardest to paint, in my opinion. Um, that and I would say the Nids, and it's because of their Eldar like depending on the Eldar. Oh no, actually, even Craft World Uthwan is very like, even though their color palette is like dark and muted and warm colors, like black on bone white and all that stuff. Um, like the theme of Othwan, the theme of Aletiok, Bealtan, all them is like, it's got that super like space flavor and all that stuff. They're so the problem is their model is so cluttered. They have 7 different pieces of equipment. I mean, yeah, that too. I I love white and yellows. It's the it's the amount of crap on them. Yeah, I've started to notice that too. Even with the new guard sprues that are coming out, um, it seems like they've put the equipment on the guard. Like oh well, perfect example. Let's look at the let's look at these scions as an example, right? So, just as an example, their backpacks have more shit on them. Like they've got a knife hanging off of it, they've got extra pouches, they've got grenades hanging off of them. Uh, you know. So like to me, right? I think I think Games Workshop is like putting more stuff onto these onto their models. Um, one, because they can. Two, because they obviously they want to make the models new and different and separate from what people already have. You know what I mean? Like the Space Marines, they've got now equipment belts on some of their standing leg pieces and all that stuff. So like gone are the days where you can just put a regular Space Marine together and not have any equipment, utility pouches, or anything like that on them. Which, I mean, I guess that's not a bad thing. It's just it's an observation. Part of me thinks that it's designed that way, or they are designing it that way to prevent people from 3D printing. Because it seems like the mold injections that Games Workshop is using is getting becoming more complex, more adept at capturing those styles to prevent people from trying to use, I mean, to deter people from using 3D printing as a replacement. Which I guess kind of works, but at the same time doesn't. Because people are still going to 3D print. But if you're trying to get that like prestigious, oh, this is a Games Workshop model. It's so detailed. I can see them. I can see the whites of their eyeballs. Kind of a deal. You know, I get it. But as a deterrent, I don't know how successful it will be because people are going to 3D print. Especially with how expensive Games Workshop is becoming. And I get it; it's to match, inflation or whatnot, and it's always to give the shareholders what they want, which is like high market pricing. But still, kind of annoying. All right. Yeah, I think we're done. I don't know what we're gonna do with this part though. It's how do I? Yeah, it's not dirt because it's not textured the same, right? But it's not tree roots either. I kind of want to paint it the same just to establish some continuity, but I don't know. I mean, it's not. We'll figure it out. All right, I got a song stuck in my head. I'm gonna mute myself real quick and listen to it because it's like it's it's really jammed in there. Alrighty, sorry. That song was stuck in my head. It's still probably going to be stuck in my head, but like listening to it, I'm not as distracted. Boo boo. All right. I still don't know what I want to do for like the. So obviously the darker part's going to be the dried areas. I still don't know what I want to do for the mud. Or the rock for that matter. Because like when I type in slate, see, because then there's this like brownish, like almost like a graveyard earth color. Oh, that kind of works. Yeah, that kind of works. So I used a little bit of graveyard earth and watered it really down. Just to add some uniformity. I'm gonna all these little mini craters. I'm gonna add that in and just let it pool. Yeah, like right there. I'm trying to see where else. There, that's a tough spot though. There. We'll see how that turns out when it dries. It probably, I mean, given how light the color is, it probably won't. But yeah, I kind of like it. And if it works, we'll do the other. All right. Now, what do we want to do with the? Let's see. Don't know where I'm putting these lost guns. Do 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 do. Don't know where I'm putting these lost guns. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we did some mud. Hopefully that takes. It is a little bit lighter, so I could go a little bit more lighter. I just don't want to like ruin the depth. But you know, you probably can't see it. But I mean, it is there. I definitely did touch it up. We'll see what happens when it dries. All right. Now, on to the trees. All right. Burnt wood. Kind of a crackling effect. Yeah. There's like some blackened texture to it. No, that's not it. Yeah. All right. So I'm kind of already there. It's got to be a better picture. That's Art Station. No, I. Yeah, so there are some darker browns. Question is, do I want to hit it with a gray? Don't know. Let's try and find a really dark brown that we could use. Um, I mean, the Doom Bull is brown, but we need like a dark brown, almost like a scorched black. And then what we can do is we can streak up the white. Um, yeah, and do it that way. It's also almost 1 o'clock, which means I do have to get to sleep because I got work in the morning. Okay, so what we could do is the roots. That's Art Station. Yeah, so for forests, it is black and then there is brown. So what I can do is paint like the bottom black, as if the flames are going up the tree. Yeah, okay. All right, let's do that. Let's do a black. Let's do some Chaos Black first. Oh, and then maybe this Catachan flesh. That's like a burnt brown. Yeah. Pull that up. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I just don't know. Because this is like almost the perfect color that I'm thinking of. The problem is I forgot what I used. I think I was Rhinox hide, maybe? As the spray? Hell, I can't remember. I want to say it was. Well, I'll figure that out tomorrow, I guess. Because it's almost 1, like I said.